Thailand in 2024, is it still cheap? Is it expensive? You'll watch 100 different videos on YouTube and you'll see different people's takes saying it's expensive or it's cheap. In this video, I'm going to break down all of my monthly costs, having spent 5 months here this year, and I will tell you what I have paid on average. This is going to vary from place to place that you are in Thailand, but I'm going to give you an honest take on it. And I haven't been scrimping, I've been living pretty nicely, all for what I would consider very good value. It's going to differ a little bit whether you're on your own or whether you're in a couple. I would consider myself in the digital nomad category, but it's also going to differ if you're on holiday, as a tourist, as a backpacker. So let's get stuck in and break down these costs. Number one is going to be the biggest expense for most people, and that is accommodation. You're going to pay anything from around about 10,000 on the lowest end or lower end up to around about 20 to 25,000 on the middle end. You could spend anything in this bracket, but what I have spent in the last month is 19,000 on a 1-bed apartment with a separate living room, little kitchenette that's attached to the living room, a balcony, in a nice safe condo, spacious room. And I am in Hua Hin, 3 hours south of Bangkok, which is a cheaper area of Thailand to live or stay as an expat, but it's not the cheapest. So I would say if you're budgeting around somewhere in between 15,000 to 20,000, that's going to be a safe bet to get somewhere nice, comfortable, and spacious enough to be able to go about your business. Obviously, if you want somewhere bigger, more luxurious, you can increase that and keep going up and up as much as you want. Eating out and groceries is going to be another big one, and for me that's actually coming in more and higher than my accommodation. I'm a big eater, I train, I'm active, I need a lot of food, I like a lot of food, and whatever I save during the week by eating simply and maybe cooking some breakfast at home and not eating every meal out, I will then make up for by going out for a nice meal at the weekend. So this is coming in at 20,000 baht per month for my food and groceries, and that includes what I eat daily and 1 to 2 nicer meals out at the weekend. You could definitely get by on cheaper, you could definitely eat street food, you could definitely get by on half of that, but do you want to? I don't. I want to eat nicer foods, I want to get plenty of meat, I want to eat some Thai food, some Western food, and that for me is a healthy budget to be able to get in everything that I need. Number 3 is water, and that is not the water that you are going to be paying on your bills. This is just drinking water that obviously you're going to need because you can't drink from the taps. There's a cheaper way to do this. You can go to the machines. It's probably better water, it's probably cheaper, but I'm lazy personally and I just get bottled water. And with that, I've been paying around about 120 times 30, 60 times 30. Around about 1,800 baht per month, which is around about like £1.50 per day or 60 baht per day, and that gets me 3 to 4 litres, maybe 5 litres of water every day. We're going to walk and talk for this one, and this is point number 4, and that is training or the gym. For me, this is an expense that I can't go without. For some people, you might not need to pay this, but I'm paying 6,000 baht per month, and that includes my Muay Thai, and I get my gym membership with that. You can pay a lot more than that, especially if you're in places like Phuket, Samui or Bangkok, but here I'm paying 6,000 and I get 10 privates for that, so one-to-ones, and then I get access to the gym that is in the Muay Thai gym as well, so that's all in one. A little bit more expensive than most people are gonna want to be paying or need to be paying each month, unless you're specifically coming to do Muay Thai. But for me, that's an expense I always account for. And when I was in Samui and when I was in Phuket, I was paying a lot more than that. So here, as far as I'm concerned, that's great value. Utility bills, something that everybody is going to be using. And we are looking at tap water or water that comes out your shower. And we are looking at electric. It goes without saying, if you leave your aircon on 24/7 and leave the tap on 24/7, you're going to be paying more. So it's hard to give a specific number on this. But I would budget anywhere from around about 1,200 baht all the way up to about 2,500 baht, depending on the rate you're getting and how much you're using. That's a safe bet. I like to budget somewhere in between, and I'd say somewhere in the region of about 1,600 baht is what I'm paying per month for my water and electricity. I got that a little bit wrong. I'm paying somewhere closer to 2,000. I don't have the specific numbers on this because it differs a little bit month to month and depending on what accommodation I'm staying in. But that is around about the number, somewhere in the region, 1,800, 2,000 baht. Also, all of these do depend on whether you're a single person or whether you're a couple. Then you're going to split the cost in half, but also you might be spending a little bit more because there's more electricity use and more water usage. Back to the walking and talking. Next one, laundry. Again, this is going to differ from person to person because if you're sweating a lot, you're probably going to want to wash more laundry, unless you're a dirty bugger. But if you are sweating a lot, training a lot, if there's two of you, you're going to be going through more laundry. And also, if you're not lazy and you have the means to wash and use the washing machine provided, if you have one in your apartment yourself, you'll probably save money. I'm lazy and I'll only end up making my clothes stink by leaving them on the line or leaving them in the washer. So I go and get them done. For one person, I'd budget around about 500 baht per month. For two people, I'd budget around about 1,000. That could go up slightly, that could come down. Bosh. The next one on this list we got is transport. So are you renting a scooter? Are you renting a car? How much fuel are you using? How many taxis are you getting? For me, I'm renting a scooter right now for 3,500 baht. Last month I was paying a lot more than that, but the one I've got right now, it's new, it ticks all the boxes, and I'm not currently riding that much. It's a Honda Click 160cc. I'm paying 3,500 baht. I'm paying about 300 baht for fuel each month, and for taxis I get about 2 taxis a week, both costing somewhere in the region of like 100 to 120 baht per one. So I'm looking at somewhere in the region of 200 to 250 baht per week on taxis. That's a lot cheaper here, and I'm not using them that much. You might want to budget a little bit more if you're going somewhere where they're a bit more priced up. One that I think a lot of people don't actually account for is nights out. How much you spend in going out each month. I budget somewhere in the region of 8 to 10,000. Some months it might go over and trickle into like 12,000. Some months it might be down at like 6. Safe bet would be about 8 to 10,000. That includes food, drinks, couple of taxis, live music. So a little side note on that is that I am also eating in a couple of nice Western style or Thai style restaurants once or twice per week. So that's accounted into the nights out. So travel insurance, I'm paying around about 2,000 baht per month, and that is for a digital nomad travel insurance. So it allows me to leave the country, go multiple places, and it's a subscription basis. You don't have to have a specified amount of time where you're leaving the country and then coming back. So you could definitely get that for cheaper if you were only coming for 30 days, 60 days. But if you're coming for longer, for i.e. 3 months or flexible, then having something like that could be an option, could be a game changer. For me, that's 2,000 baht per month. Then we got visas. I'm putting this in there as 1,000 baht per month. It's hard to actually calculate and work this out because if you are staying and you want to do a visa renewal, generally speaking, I believe they're about 1,900 baht per time that you want to get an extension for most visas. Might be an exception for some. But if you have to leave the country and then come back, which some people do, that's going to be an added expense for flights or for a visa run or anything like that. So that's something to consider, but it's not something that I'm included in this. So it might be an addition, but for me, visas, I'm putting in at somewhere in the region of 1,000 baht per month. And the final point on this, I've probably missed a couple of things, but the final point on this is the miscellaneous category. So we're talking massages, haircuts, pharmacy trips, anything like that. And for that a month, I don't necessarily put a budget on it, but working it out, I would predict it somewhere in the region of about 1,200 baht per month per person. That honestly depends on how many massages you're getting too, because at the end of the day, if you are going for full body massage, 200, 300 baht per day, then that's going to soon add up. That's going to be a lot more. So this is going to differ a lot from person to person. But for me, that's what I'm spending, getting about 2 massages, 3 massages a month, and pharmacy trips, just the occasional random one, and getting my haircut once a week, which is, I'm only paying 150 baht per week. You might guess that, you might not, I don't know. But that is what I'm paying. I usually give them a tip, so I'm paying 200 per week. So actually, with that in mind, I've got my maths all wrong. And what I'm actually paying is around about 1,600 baht per month for haircuts, the occasional massage, and just the odd little bits and bobs from the pharmacy. Guys, that is this video wrapped up. I'll put the total down here, somewhere in the region of about 65 or 67,000 baht per month that I'm paying. And a few things to note, remember, if there's two of you, you can cut your rent price in half straight away, and a couple of other things. But as always, I appreciate you tuning in, and I'll catch you in the next one.